You're going to have to be good at switching between sprints and cross country, riding at lower intensities for longer periods of time, riding at higher intensities for shorter periods of time. Second thing is you're going to have to be able to recover well between sprint efforts. Third thing is that you're going to have to recover between 2 days of racing. If you're not recovering after day one, then you're going to go into day two, not feeling too good and not performing at your best. So what I'm going to do in this video is show you what you can do, or give you some ideas on how you can overcome these three big challenges that I see with the Australian Off-Road Championship rounds. So to tackle our first thing with sprints and cross country. So the AORC series generally is made up of sprints, which are like 10 to 15 minute timed laps, and then also made up of cross country events as well, which could be 2 to 3 hours. Sometimes I have them on the same day and I have them together. Some days I have them on separate days. So these events are asking two completely different things of your body. One is asking your body to go very, very hard, very intensely for a very short period of time, 10 to 15 minutes, maybe for a sprint. And then the other one's asking us to ride at a lower intensity for 2 or 3 hours at a time. So how do we train for both of these? If you want to get good at sprints and doing the short, sharp stuff, then when you go and ride, you need to practice doing more sprints and short, sharp stuff, more motocross, grass track type events to be able to get your body good at riding at an intensity that's up here. If you need to improve on the cross-country stuff, then you need to get out and do 2 or 3 hour cross-country rides, working at a higher intensity. So that's what you need to do on the bike. When it comes to what's actually happening in the gym or your off-bike training, we can train both of those as well. The way that you train the short, sharp, sprints is you can do interval training. Get on a rowing machine, okay, or get on an exercise bike and do intervals. Do a minute hard, a minute rest. Do that for 10 rounds. If you need to get better at the cross-country stuff, the longer distance stuff, you can do like a 20-minute row. Okay, you can go for a 20-minute run, 20-minute exercise bike, 20-minute swim. That's going to help to build a similar energy system. Best way, though, in my experience, to be able to build for a 2 or 3 hour ride is to get that type of stuff done on the bike, because there's things that you just can't train on a rowing machine that you're going to need to be able to get from spending a reasonable amount of time on the bike. Second thing is you're going to need to be able to recover between sprints. So the sprints are lasting between 10 or 15 minutes. These use a lot of carbohydrates, okay? The high intensity stuff uses a lot of carbs. So what we want to make sure is that, say, after every 4 sprints that you do, you want to top up your carbs. You can use something like a carb gel like this, which come in a box like this, which you can get from Coles or Woolies for my Australian friends. These have got about 30 grams of carbs in them. Okay, so you can probably have 1, maybe 2 of these for every 4 sprints. That'll make sure that you top up your carbs and that you're going to be ready to go to do some more sprints. And you're not taxing yourself out too much as you go through the day. Third thing is you're going to need to be able to recover between 2 days of racing. Okay, and that's probably the big one. It's all well and good to feel good on day one, but you want to wake up on day 2 ready to go, not wake up on day 2 and go, you know what? I think I'd rather just stay in bed for today, but I have to go out there because I've entered and all my mates are expecting me to be out there. So after day 1, it's just making sure that you get plenty of food in, okay? Get a good source of protein. It could be some steak, some chicken, some pork. The reason we want protein is because when we're riding and we're racing, we're breaking down our body and breaking down muscle, okay? What we want to do is give it some protein to be able to help it rebuild and repair itself. But obviously we can't do that as much or as well while we're riding and racing because we're riding and racing. So we want to do that at the end of the day when our stomach can actually handle the food. The other thing we want to do is make sure we're getting plenty of carbs in at the end of the day, okay? Specifically complex carbs. So it could be things like sweet potato, brown rice. You can use quinoa, you can use pumpkin. You can even use pasta if you wanted to as well. But the main thing is we want to maximize protein, maximize carbs, and then you can put some fats in as well. Could be like some olive oil, could be some avocado, could be some olives as well, if you like that, or even some nuts. But main thing is that the protein and carbs are the most important thing. We want to give your body the building blocks it needs to recover as fast as it can, so it's ready to go for day 2. If you'd like some help getting prepared fitness-wise, nutrition-wise, going into the AORC series or the next AORC round, you can apply for my Faster Laps program below. Otherwise, hopefully you enjoyed this video.